Very good afternoon and thanks for joining us on the Sunshine Report. I'm Jane.
Good afternoon and thank you very much for joining us on Sunshine Reports. I am Oyewumi Ayenigbara. Following the removal of fuel subsidy, President Bola Tinubu has again urged Nigerians to be patient, promising that he will come up with palliative to assuage the sufferings. The chairman of the class of 1999 governors, Lucky Igbenedion of Edo State, conveyed the president's message after a closed-door meeting with the president in Abuja. Addressing journalists after the meeting with the former governor, who expressed the president's dream to foster a better nation, said the issue of subsidy is gone forever and expressed the belief that the situation will soon normalize. The group's chairman, Igbenedion, said that all hands will be on deck to foster a greater nation, particularly as the issues are beyond party politics. The former class of 1999 governors, now 26 of them, congratulated the president on his emergence as the new chairman of the Economic Community of West African State, ECOWAS, as he held discussions on issues of insecurity in the country, unemployment and electricity, yet towards the nation's development.
We came to congratulate Mr. President and also to thank him for making one of us the Secretary to Government. We came to assure him that he has our full support and prayers for the bold steps he has started to take, for his initiatives, and also let him know that this is beyond party politics. We are not talking about the project Nigeria. Therefore, all hands must be on deck to give Mr. President the needed support and encouragement to foster a better country, a better nation. We also seize the opportunity to congratulate him as the new chairman of ECOWAS and assure him that we are with him, and anytime he wants to dig into the wealth of experience of these very prominent and well-founded members of Class of 99, he should be rest assured that we'll continue to give him the necessary support. On this part, Mr. President assured us that it is his dream to see a better Nigeria. And he wants us to also let you know that the decisions that he has taken so far might be painful, but it's just like a childbirth. In order to celebrate a child, you must go through labor. Therefore, Nigerians should wait patiently and believe in him that he's going to come up with palliatives that will put a smile on the faces of every one of us in Nigeria. So we believe him, and we want to encourage you also to give him the necessary support through the media and give correct information to the general populace so that we have a greater nation. We talked about security, we talked about unemployment, and we talked about electricity, because without electricity, you really cannot develop. So for us to develop, then there must be constant, uninterrupted power supply. And the issue of subsidy is gone, and it's gone forever. People should start finding their level, and I'm sure with time, things will come to normal. And also the unification of the exchange rate into one now, as was also mentioned.
Among the former governors present are James Ibori of Delta State, Donald Duke of Cross River State, Orji Kalu of Abia State, Victor Atta of Akwa Ibom State, Adamu Mohazu of Bauchi State, Sam Egu of Ebonyi State, Chimaroke Inamani of Enugu State, and Ibrahim Turaki of Jigawa State. Others are Ni Adebayo of Ekiti State, Bisi Akonde of Osun State, Joshua Dariye of Plateau State, Ahmed Yerima of Zamfara State, Jolly Iyame of Taraba State, Olusegun Oshoba of Ogun State, as well as Atairo Baba Bafarawa of Secretary State. The House of Representatives have resolved to investigate the alleged stealing of crude oil and the attendant loss of revenue in the nation's oil and gas sector. The Green Chamber, to this effect, has agreed to set up an ad hoc committee to unravel those complicit in the alleged crime with a view to bringing them to justice. The committee is expected to submit its report within 6 weeks. In the meantime, the House of Representatives has launched an investigation into the 14-year power outage in some communities in Ondo State by the Benin Electricity Distribution Company, BEDC. This followed the adoption of a motion by Representative John Odimayo at plenary. Presenting the motion, Odimayo alleged that communities in Irele local government areas, LGAs, such as Odirili, Odi Ajagba, Akotogbo, Inyoson, Ojoshun, Omi, Atirashi, and Udogun, among other communities, have been without electricity supply for 14 years. He added that the situation had brought untold hardship to residents of the areas as all small and medium enterprises, SMEs, had folded up. Adopting the motion, the House mandated the Committee on Power to summon the General Manager, Chief Executive Officer, CEO of the BEDC. The House also summoned the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, to explain why Irili, Okitipupa, Eseodo, and Ilaja local government areas were disconnected from the national grid. The House also directed that communities disconnected should be reconnected, while the committee should liaise with the National Electricity Regulatory Commission on the quick reconnection of the affected LGAs. The House mandated the committee to report back in 8 weeks to further legislative action. The Ondo State government has ordered the release of impounded motorcycles seized by the Amotekun Corps for defaulting the ban on the use of motorcycle after 6 in the evening. A statement by the Special Advisor to Governor Akeredolu on Security Matters and Amotekun Commander Adetunji Adeleye said the Ondo State government has approved the release of the motorcycles after payment of 10,000 naira to the Board of Internal Revenue. According to Adeleye, the release of the impounded motorcycles is open to those who had their motorcycles registered before they were impounded and will end on the 25th of July 2023. He said evidence of ownership and particulars should be provided at the command's headquarters of Amotekun Corps, Alagbaka, before payment. The Special Advisor also restated that the ban on use of motorcycle beyond 6 p.m. is still in force, and any further violation shall attract permanent forfeiture to government. Residents of Akure have commended the ongoing work on major roads in Akure, the Ondo State capital, and have called for an expansion of the Operation Zero potholes to other inner roads in the state. According to them, the deplorable state of some of the roads has become a nightmare, especially during the rainy season. Omoriola Ungbeji, who visited some of the roads, is here for the reports.
Roads that have received government's attention are Nepa Alagbaka Road, Arakale Route, Obadeshida Road, A Division to Alagbaka Axis, Bypass Junction, and Champion Street. Aside fixing the potholes, the roads were also laid with asphalt.
We thank government for everything that they do. We like it. We like it. Waiting they help us do, we like it.
This place is okay than before. It is not okay before. And we are giving thanks to the governor. We thank God the governor has tried about the road than asking.
ọ̀nà wa yóò rí bí eléyìí tẹ́lẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ tí báyìí ó ti wà òkè wọ́n ti bá wa ṣe wọ́n ti tún ṣe ó ti dá bá ṣe fẹ́ kó rí.
For residents of Okearo Axis, Bangbalogun Street, Odole, as well as Odiolowo, a link to Arakale Road, and many others, government's attention is urgently needed, noting that the poor state of the roads has caused unpalatable experiences.
Be say this road when I see so now Odole junction dey like this. This road don't spoil finish, and people they follow this place they always complain. They government no care to do the road, and everything else that they happen for this place. So many people they hit themselves. This road now, if you follow this road now, you lead to Cathedral or Ondo Road. So this road lead to many places, and the road that was very busy every day.
So àwọn ìpèníjà tó pọ̀ òun náà ni àwọn ọlọ́kadà máa ń rí ń bí látàrí ọ̀nà tí ó bàjẹ́ ń bí. so tí wọ́n bá fẹ́ gba bí ẹgbẹ́ kan náà ni wọ́n ń gbà ó jásí pé wọ́n máa ń sábà ń kọlu ra wọn lọ́pọ̀lọpọ̀ gbà so a kàn ń bẹ àwọn ìjọba wa kí wọ́n bá wa dá sí ọ̀nà bíi náà so kí Ọlọ́run ó dẹ̀ ràn wọ́n lọ́wọ́ àwa náà ríṣẹ́ oríṣiríṣi tí wọ́n ń ṣe kiri àdẹ̀bẹ̀ Ọlọ́run fún wọn Ọlọ́run bá jẹ́ kí wọ́n ṣe pẹ́ so Ọlọ́run dẹ̀ bá fún wọn ní okun àti agbára tí wọ́n fi lè bá wa ṣe bíi náà.
The Ondo State government has reassured residents of its determination to fix all bad roads in the 3 senatorial districts of the state. Omoriola Hungbeji, Osrc News.
The creative and inventive spirit of Nigerians has continued to cushion the effects of continuous increases in prices of goods and services. With a recent hike in the prices of petrol, Nigerians are beginning to look at cutting costs. While many no longer go out with their personal cars, many are resorting to converting the petrol-powered electricity generating set to the far cheaper liquefied petroleum gas (LPG), better known as cooking gas. Osrc's Joy Pius spoke with some stakeholders on the development and now reports.
Recent developments arising from the removal of petrol subsidy have led to the hike in pump price of petrol and have increased the rate of conversion of petrol generators to liquefied petroleum gas. In view of these developments, many Nigerians and businesses have resorted to converting their petrol-powered generators to run on cooking gas. These businessmen in Akure Metropole, Blessing Ademujimi and Shedrack Ogumokun, who have long converted their generators from petrol to cooking gas, said it is economical because it is cheaper compared to the current price of petrol.
In a day, we used to use 5 liters every day. Yes, that's how we use it every day. But when we start using gas, we use 3 kg in a day. That 2 kg now, we buy a kg of gas 560. So I was doing nothing like 9, it was on like 9 hours in a day. So before we used to use like 5 liters every day. Because there is difference between the gas and the petrol. So we prefer using the gas than the petrol.
When the subsidy was removed, it was 5,000 naira per day, which I use 5,000 naira worth of fuel per day. But now me using gasoline, gas of 5,000 naira, I use it 2 days, sometimes 2 days and a half, and I still take it home. I still take the cylinder home for my domestic use. So some people said it is dangerous, hazardous, stuff like that. But you know, everything in life is all about risk.
Experts have welcomed the innovation, saying the idea presents cost-saving benefits to consumers over the long term, adding that with the involvement of new technology, there is need for Nigerians to adapt to change.
You spend more when you're using petrol to power generator than when you're using gas. But apart from the cost aspect of it, the emission from the generator that is using LPG is cleaner. It doesn't have more emissions.
If you can handle your cooking gas conveniently, you can handle your generator using gas conveniently. So, you know, technology is dynamic. You can't be static. People are using diesel before. Gradually, they are shifting out, making use of gas engine to power the high rate generator, heavy duty generator. Now, if an individual house, if you are gradually moving from that petrol engine to gas engine, it's much cheaper and it's more advisable.
When asked about the safety of running generator on cooking gas, they addressed the perceived risk associated with using liquefied petroleum gas for generators, emphasizing that LPG, when handled properly, is as safe to use as petrol.
If you can maintain your cooking gas successfully, you can maintain it. It's not advisable because of the heat that we're generating that you place it side by side. Unless you keep it a little meter, you have a hose, keeping it like less than a meter, it's okay.
You don't put the generator in a confined space. It must be outside. And that's number one, because of the emissions now. Now, if the generator is outside and the gas is outside, you know, even if there is any challenge, you see that there is dispersion of the gas because of the action of air. But the system must be leak-proof as much as possible. The regulator must be well intact, and at the same time, too, the valves and every control, the pipe should be well connected, because when you have gas leakage, then you see that even the person is losing economically because you are losing money. So the connection must be well and be intact, and it is well regulated. Then you buy the quality hybrid carburetor.
Despite assurances from stakeholders that installing cooking gas into generators is safe, the need for residents of a state to only employ qualified technicians to convert their generators was also emphasized. Joy Pius, OSRC News.
The detained suspended governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Godwin Emefiele, will today know his fate concerning the fundamental human rights suit he filed to challenge his arrest and detention by the Department of State Services. In the suit before the Federal Capital Territory High Court, Abuja, Emefiele is alleging a violation of his human rights. Joined as respondent in the suit are the Attorney General of the Federation, the Director General of the DSS and the DSS, who have filed preliminary objections challenging the jurisdiction of the court to entertain the case and urging that the suit be dismissed. On the spot, counsel for the AGF Tijani Ghazali argued that Emefiele's arrest and detention by the DSS was an administrative decision of the executive arm of government and urged the court not to interfere. The Chief of Army Staff, Major General Taoreed Lagbaja, has ordered troops to seize control of areas where the indigenous people of Biafra enforced their sit-at-home order throughout the southeast states. The order came after a Finland-based pro-Biafra agitator, Samuel Ekpa, announced that there would be a 2-week sit-at-home in the southeast region from July 31. According to him, the order was to demand the immediate and unconditional release of the detained IPOP leader, Nnamdi Kanu, as well as facilitate the freedom of Biafra nation, among others. The Director, Army Public Relations, Brigadier General Onyema Nwachukwu, declared that such an announcement was unlawful and would not be condoned, adding that troops of the 82 Division had been given an order to work with other security agencies to ensure citizens to go about their businesses freely. And that's Sunshine Report on the Osrc Television. Thank you very much for watching. Do enjoy the rest of your day. Good afternoon.